Good morning and welcome to the Principal Talk from EdDeeD. EuroSchool, as many of you know, has established itself across the city with a strong reputation for blending academic excellence with holistic development. Today, we are delighted to have with us Ms. Sonal Mital, head of EuroSchool North Campus, to share insights on the school's vision, programs, and approach to nurturing students. Without further ado, let us dive into the conversation and understand the school better. Welcome, Ms. Sonal.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sandhya.
Okay.
To start with, yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Let's start at the very beginning of a child's school journey. So, could you share a little bit about the most important stage that parents, are entering, especially first-time parents, pre-primary and the primary years curriculum, and how it's designed for EuroSchool to nurture development at every stage?
Sure. Before I dive into the pre-primary curriculum that we have, I would like to give a little bit of insight as to what EuroSchools are all about.
Please.
I am principal of EuroSchool North Campus. We have 6 EuroSchools in Bangalore, and across India, we have 17 branches of EuroSchools, which come under a bigger banner known as Lighthouse Learning. And under this banner, besides EuroSchools, we also have EuroKids, we have Kangaroo Kids, we have Nabong High Schools, we have Centerpoint Schools from Nagpur, along with their pre-primary chain of Mother Pet schools. We also have Heritage Experiential Schools from NCR, and we have Phoenix from Hyderabad. So it's a big group.
Okay, so I wasn't aware of part of what you said, the other schools, the Billabong and all of that. And also, before you get into the curriculum, is my understanding right that all these schools follow a similar pedagogy or curriculum?
Yes, for primary and pre-primary, we follow the same pedagogy. And as for EuroSchool North Campus, this is a CBSE affiliated school established in 2012. We have classes from nursery to grade 12 and a student strength of 1,750. For pre-primary, like I said, we start with nursery. We have Euro Junior and we have Euro Senior, 3 years of pre-primary school. And we have our own in-house curated curriculum, which is based on 4 pillars: investigation, introspection, imagination, and interaction. So when we say investigation, it focuses on cultivating curiosity and exploration among students. Introspection is that bit of the curriculum that builds on emotional awareness, resilience, self-awareness, talking about and understanding well-being of our child. The imagination bit of it focuses on unleashing creativity and self-expression. So here is where speech and drama would come in. And then the last pillar, the most important for 21st century learners, interaction. So growing through connections, social awareness, building teamwork, and learning how to collaborate. So these are basically 4 pillars which take our curriculum forward, whether it's for literacy and numeracy, whether it's for science and exploration, whether it's thinking and reflection, or whether it's computational skills. That's a little bit about our
Okay, since I work mostly with the little ones, just an understanding on this program part. So, are you saying each, or is it concepts and thoughts with these pillars?
Right.
Is it based on concepts, or is it based on? Is there an integrated or an interdisciplinary? Because these are very young children learners, right?
Right.
Or
So
do
there
you
is.
have separate subjects?
So, we have subjects. So there is literacy and language, which is one subject. Numeracy and logical thinking is another subject. Uh, science and exploration is another subject. Thinking and reflection is also taken up as a subject, where we teach our children to, develop their thinking abilities, cognitive abilities, and computational thinking skills. So these are 5 subjects that we cater at pre-primary level, and these 4 pillars are part of each of these subjects.
Okay, great. Got it. Okay. So the next stage would be the primary. So
Right.
is it just like an extension of a similar one, or do you have a different curated curriculum for the primary?
For primary, also we have our in-house curriculum. We have our academic research and development wing, which comes up with a curriculum every 3 to 4 years. So they review the curriculum every year, actually, depending upon the feedback that we get from the teachers, how students absorb the curriculum, what is the feedback from the parents, all of that. So it's reviewed every year, and every
Oh,
3 to 4 years, it's revised so that it's up to date. So last we updated us was when NEP came into being. So NEP, along with 21st century skills, the curriculum
mm.
was revised, and that is what we have been following since the last 3 years.
Oh, okay, wonderful. It's good to know that it is checked every year and there are revisions if required, which is
Right.
very reassuring because
Yes.
we find we're stuck in one pedagogy at all times, and even the curriculum doesn't change as much. Okay,
Yes.
so when we were having our conversation, you mentioned, um, every school has a teaching philosophy. You mentioned a very interesting framework that EuroSchool follows for the learning. Can you explain how this comes out in the classroom? You can probably tell the name as well. I mean, LRPAX, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Yes.
LRPX. So that's the pedagogy that we follow. So in LRPX, L stands for learn, R stands for reinforce, P stands for practice, A for apply, and X is experience. So
Okay.
every chapter, every module is delivered using this pedagogy. So
Hmm.
children learn with the help of multimedia tools or with activities or other innovative methods, keeping in mind the different learning styles that children might have. We might have audio learners, visual learners, kinesthetic learners in the class. So learn takes place using these different kind of activities and modules. Reinforces may probably a teacher showing a video or a
Hmm.
child going back and on our application seeing a video to reinforce the concept that he's learned in the class.
Hmm.
Practices again with worksheets, with activities, with quizzes. Application is finding real life situations where the concept can be applied, and experiences with experiments and projects. So
Hmm.
across grades 1 to 5, this is what is applied in the workbooks and the curriculum also that we have.
Okay, so also encouraging them to make the connections to things around them to understand the concept better. And
Right,
it's
right,
designed in such a way that it is being reinforced, and they also work on the application part of it. Okay.
definitely. So
On
there
that,
are sometimes there are assessments based on just on projects, so application bit of it. How much have children grasped it, and they can actually apply that concept.
okay. On that note, I had a query because we usually see this as educators also in the classroom that children are at different levels, even if it is at the same concept and same program that they are following. So, would
Right.
there be, I'm not talking about special needs, in the normal range, some children would be slightly faster in picking up concepts and
Mm.
some are slightly slower than the norm. So would that be accommodated in this program, or would they be having different maybe homework or something like that? Is that
Yes, it can be to a certain extent taken care of with this methodology. Like I said, when the concept is taught, it's taught in multiple ways so that uh, a child whose grasping power is probably better than the others,
Hmm,
understands it and moves on to the reinforced part and the
hmm,
practice part. Whereas a child who's still at the learning stage and probably requires any more stimuli to kind of get the concept clearer gets that from the teacher. So
hmm.
different kinds of activities are involved in the learning stage itself.
Okay, good, good. So that little bit of freedom and fluidity is also there. If they're going at different paces at different stages of this journey. Okay, great. Good to hear that as well. Okay, it just struck me again now when I mentioned this differentiation part. What about children with different learning difficulties or other challenges, does EuroSchool North, support them?
Yes, yes. All Euro schools are inclusive schools, and so
Okay.
is School North Campus. We have specially able children in our campus, and we have special educators. We have an entire department called the Center of Wellbeing, which has special educators, psychologists, and student counselor who work together for the well-being of these students.
Oh, nice, nice. Okay. Now let's move on from primary to the next stage. You did mention to me when we had our conversation, high school also. We will come to the achievements part later, but right now, moving from secondary to senior secondary also, 11 and 12. Um, how, the board exams, how does Euro School prepare them for that, as well as the different pathways that you have? There was a very interesting note. We had a conversation on the
Right.
subject. So I'd like you to touch upon that as well.
We started our senior secondary program in 2021, and so we have had three batches pass out, and we have what is called as the three streams. Although
Mm.
CBSE does not compartmentalize, subjects in streams,
True.
but for better understanding of the parents and for everybody, we have science, we have commerce, and we have subjects from humanities as well. Right now,
Mm.
North Campus offers 18 subjects from which students can make different kinds of combinations which go beyond the regular run of the mill kind of combinations. So
Okay.
a child can study physical education along with psychology. A child can study math along with economics or probably mass media. So depending upon what their future aspirations are or what is that they want to keep open in terms of career choices, they can make different kinds of combinations. Of course, there are some constraints with respect to the availability of the teachers or timetable, but certainly there is a lot of flexibility in terms of choosing the subject combinations that we have at North Campus.
Wonderful.
Besides this, we also help them build their profiles. Profile building has
Mm.
become very, very important nowadays. We understand that more than the CGPA,
Yes.
what experiences the children
That
have had in their educational journey, especially after high school, has become very, very important. So we help them
yes.
build their profiles, help them enroll for different kind of certificate courses beyond the curriculum. For example, we have a course in collaboration with IIT Madras on AI, on architecture and design, on data science, electronic systems, which children take up from time to time, and do these short modules and get those certifications, which are very valued in and would help them in getting admissions to colleges. We also plan industry visits for them, guest
Mm.
lectures for them. So, for example, when we talk about science, we mostly talk about engineering and we talk about medical. But what about a student who's really, really into creative writing, very good at expression? So we brought in the recent past a science journalist and had our children look at that career. So there's
Mm.
no dearth of the venues that are open to students. So making
Wonderful.
them aware of what can be done going ahead, that's one endeavor that we have in mind. Getting
That
them
there
in.
are more options than what you see as the conventional blocks that we have.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. But
Absolutely.
also, parents are more concerned about this question that I'm coming up with, because for them, they find it as a safety option to go for an engineering or a medical. Does EuroSchool North have the integrated coaching in the school, or support children who choose to prepare for any of the competitive exams?
So we don't have an integrated course.
Mm.
But we help and we support children who want to take up a professional course in future by different ways and means. And when
Mm.
parents approach us, we'll explain them in detail as to how this happens. A
Mm.
lot many of our students are well placed after they have completed their senior secondary program from EuroSchool North Campus. We have children at IIT, VIT, Symbiosis, most of the top-notch colleges, in India and abroad as well. We have who have gone to Christ, OP Jindal. RV
Great.
University. And outside of India, they've gone to Dartmouth College, US, Osaka University, Japan, or University of California. So they've done pretty well the
Yeah.
last three batches, and we hope to.
It's always it's a very different preparation that is required. So
Right,
my understanding, please correct me, you will be building the foundation or the platform for the CBSE board
right.
along with all the other extras that would also come in, which would be my next question on that one as well. But any other preparation based on what the individual child requires can be done outside, and supporting as far as the content goes and getting the base right here is what the school would be doing, right?
Absolutely. We would also offer them a career guidance program, which is
Mm.
part of the curriculum without, I mean, it comes in when they
Okay.
take, when they become part of the senior secondary program, and which helps them understand their aptitudes better. So we start with psychometric tests, and we go on to one-on-one counseling along with the child and parent so that their aspirations are in sync. So
Right,
that is
aspirations, their interests. Children could be skilled in some subject, but their
right,
interest could be elsewhere, where that same
right,
subject, as you said earlier, science
right,
journalist, right? They could be
right.
really good in science and writing as well. How can you club that, and what could be the pathway or the roadmap is definitely something that very helpful to parents to, guide their child as well. Great, great.
Sometimes there are conflicts between students' aspirations and parent aspirations
Yes,
also.
yes,
So what happens
yes.
is these psychometric tests and these counseling sessions help both parents and
Mm,
students to understand the best way forward and what are the options forward.
great. Good, good. And because the children are also spending a lot of time at school, especially as they get into higher grades, the educators there understand them better in these technical aspects versus a
Right.
parent who's only seeing the child as a personality. You need to
Right.
be clubbing both of this to have a good, a channel for the child to move on ahead. And they are also navigating through life at that time, adolescence.
And
They're
so many
getting more
challenges.
independent.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. And I can see that the school is very well supporting, the family. I'm not talking only about the child. I can see that even the parents are guided on that part. Okay. So another thing that parents look for besides beyond academics, they look at balanced schooling generally. Okay, so
Right.
you mentioned, the Aspire program, a holistic, as well as very, very interesting, because I don't hear this in many schools, the social emotional learning. So if you
Right.
could explain how these two programs are done at the school.
Sure. So balanced schooling is synonymous with EuroSchool. When we talk about EuroSchool, balanced schooling is something that you would often hear. And why it is important is because children have to grow not just academically,
Mm,
but they have to physically, they have to grow creatively, they have to grow emotionally as well. And I
okay.
personally feel that when you have balanced schooling, it protects children from burnout. So a child
Mm,
who studies but also plays football or kind of pursues art or literature or music, would manage time in a better manner, would develop resilience, would find joy in learning, would be emotionally healthier, and probably the confidence that he would have, outside of the class, he would bring into academics and perform even better. So that is something which I firmly believe in. What makes Aspire program, like you said, Aspire is our sports and performing arts curriculum. What
mm,
makes it special is that we tie up with national and international partners in those areas. And
okay.
so these partners who are specialized in, for example, football or swimming or music, for example, or theater, they bring in their own curriculum. And so it
Mm.
becomes richer and, it helps children discover themselves as to what their strengths are and what is that is their calling. So that
Okay,
is
so
yeah.
is this a choice that children make on which programs that they need
Yeah.
to, like? Is it sport or art, or is it that there is they are given to try out everything and then choose
So,
which one
so
they need
they
to go with?
choose between sports, they choose between outside sports. So they could choose between football, basketball, tennis, swimming, or skating. They could choose between indoor sports. So they could choose between taekwondo or chess, for example. And then there is a choice between the different instruments that are there. So they could choose playing guitar or keyboard or drums. Or if they don't like instruments and they want to sing, so they could explore vocal as well. So
Okay.
these are different choices that are given to them. And every year they can review their choices and kind of take up a journey afresh.
So
They can continue the same journey.
from each domain, they need to choose one.
Choose one. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So this is
And
about Inspire. And
and social work.
like you said, social emotional learning. I think that is also something which has become really important in the given times. We know that the world is filled of challenges and noise at this point of time, and I think emotional strength is something which is no longer optional. It is something which has become urgent. It's something which has become essential, and it is our duty as elders, as educators, to help children build that self awareness, and manage emotions, how to develop empathy, and navigate relationships as well. Children nowadays don't get to hear no other. So how to bounce back from failure, how to stand up for what's right, all of that, and work as part of the community. They have to be taught to remain grounded. They have to be taught to be grateful for their blessings. So we also encourage our children in a lot of community service programs. Uh, Last year, we started a very structured curriculum for social emotional learning with one period a week across grades, one to, and it has been received really well by the students and by the parents as well. And it's not just limited to talking about life skills and handling emotions. We also want to nurture our students as responsible citizens. So this particular set of educators also helps us raise funds for NGOs, collect old uniforms, or organize blood camps, visit to the orphanages, or organize joy of giving, when it's Diwali or Christmas for less privileged, or even for our support staff. We have also started a mindfulness session in the morning when we have the class teachers period. So just 5 to 10 minutes of breathing exercises, a small little meditation exercise, some positive affirmations to start the day on a positive note. All of that has become part of this social emotional curriculum as such at EuroSchool North Campus.
Yeah. And any such skill does not get limited to a classroom or an activity alone. The learning
Yeah,
happens there, but as long as they are applying it or using it, it becomes a natural part of their life as well. Only then does it have any effect, a positive effect, right? It's not
absolutely.
the emotional state is something that they need to. And I found it very interesting that you said, because this is something that I have been talking to parents about, that we don't teach them. Even as parents, many of them do not know how to handle a situation, and this is what the
Right,
children need to learn, and then they are expected to do that as they are adults and in the workspace or in their
right,
own life. They're
right,
expected to know how to handle a particular situation, and each child is very different, right? Based on their personality, they need to learn to handle that same situation differently, and they
right,
need
right,
help and support in this aspect. So it's
right.
good to hear that the school is also playing an important role in this part, because it's usually left to the parents to do this in most spaces. Yes. And now coming to the next topic, which is another very important. These are the parameters that I see parents today, especially in the cities, are looking for, not just the academics and the extracurricular activities. Safety. Today's world, the safety is very top priority for most parents, and that might be the first thing that they look at a school. So if you
Absolutely.
could explain, the measures that Euroschool North ensures, emotionally you did mention this part, but physically and other aspects, the safety part, how does the school handle this?
So safety for us is non-negotiable. It is something which is deep-rooted, like a deep-rooted commitment for all Euroschools and for Euroschool North Campus as well. I firmly believe that a child cannot learn, a child cannot grow unless and until they completely feel completely safe, whether it's physically or whether it's emotionally. Um, that's why, of course, infrastructure is one important part of feeling safe. So we have CCTV surveillance throughout the campus. My own day starts with a short safety briefing with the team members. That's the first thing that we do together. After the assembly, we gather together and do a 10 minutes of briefing on safety, any concerns that have come up, any escalations that you've got in terms of safety? Is there any observation from the teachers, from the coordinators, from the transport in charge, all of that? And I'm proud to say that we are the first school group certified by Bureau Veritas for safety. Bureau Veritas is a globally recognized auditing and accreditation body. And year after year, we have been audited by them on safety measures, and we have been certified by them. EuroSchool North Campus has a platinum rating from Bureau Veritas. Um, Having said that, I would say it's not just about CCTVs and physical infrastructure. It's also about training our teachers, training our staff members, our support staff, whether it's drivers, carers, anybody who's part of the team working inside the campus as to what is safety all about. Um, we also have POXO training for which is the mandatory training for all the staff members. So, like I said, it's not just about the physical bit, but how a child is feeling inside the campus, inside the classroom, or in a playground, or within a peer group. That is also very very important. So, I would say safety is something which is not a department. It's a commitment at your school campus.
Yeah. Great, great. And all this is by the team. Okay, so nobody can do this alone. And the children, the team that you have, be it the teachers and the support staff. Not, I
Right.
mean, you did mention that all of them are aware and this is happening. But before I get to the teacher part of it, the something else that parents definitely look at would be the academic achievements, especially when they get to higher primary school. It's fine as long as everything is taken care of. You mentioned that academics, you have the pedagogy in place. There's enough extracurricular and activities that the children are part of. However, end of the day, when it gets to high school, parents are looking at what the children are able to achieve. So if you could throw some light on, the Euroschool's academic achievements also.
Definitely. Although I definitely believe that academic success is not just about marks, it's about mastering a concept. It's about the confidence that children have in what they are doing. Having said that, we've had fabulous results. It's always been 100% pass result for Euroschool North Campus, whether it's grade 10 or whether it's grade 12. As far as last year's results are concerned, we've had 27% of our grade 12 students achieve 90% and above. And we've had 36% of our grade 10 students above achieve 90% and above. So, despite the fact that we don't wean out any students, we welcome all students with different kinds of abilities, different kinds of strengths, and I'm really, really proud that we've been able to, give this kind of results. So all credit to the academic team of coordinators, of teachers that we have at EuroSchool North Campus. This is something we've been working on the past few years, and we will be doing much better in the future given the team that we have right now.
True.
I'm
And
really
and it's not
honored.
always about the marks. So
Right.
each child needs to do academically the best that they can, of course, and
Absolutely.
also these other activities that you're saying gets them to, not just holistic education, gets them to be aware of who they are, and that
Right.
marks. See, we all talk about marks are not that important
Right.
when you are giving them the reassurance that they've done the best in their academics as well as having these other skill sets and their strengths, that you help to identify that, they will become more the individuals that can be an asset to the world as they grow versus focusing only on academics and marks. So
Absolutely. The
yeah,
way they grow,
yeah,
whether they're happy in what they're doing, whether they're confident or not, whether they're compassionate or not, is more important than the marks. Uh,
absolutely.
Marks are definitely there. Our
Mhm.
board results speak for themselves. But when children go to write the exam, the stress that they are experiencing, how are they? Are they confident or not? Is that
Correct.
journey of grade 10 or grade 12, is that happy for them or not? I think that's also equally important.
That's important, and that's what we earlier said. How do they handle all of this is much more important than what is the result as far as marks go.
Right.
So
Right.
wonderful. And all this, like I said earlier, is not possible without the team, this academic achievement, especially. So I'd like to hear a little bit about training or how you hire teachers, the academic team that you have. So
Right.
is a training done, because this seems like a very different program with a different pedagogy. So are the teachers trained in-house, or you hire experienced teachers, or is it a mix?
It's a mix, like you rightly said. We have a lot of experienced teachers, but there are teachers who joined us, who started their journeys with us and are now competent teachers. And as far as training is concerned, we have the rigorous. First of all, we have a rigorous process of recruitment. So a written test, a demo, and several levels of interview, and then is when we get our teachers in the system. Once they are with us, they have to undergo at least 60 hours of training every year. They have to write a test every year. They have to better themselves every year. So it kind of sets that tone of self growth amongst the teachers as well. And they have to undergo these trainings 60 hours, like I said. These can be related to academics, but not necessarily. They are also related to soft skills, modules like communication, class management, development stages in the students, student engagement, how to deal with special needs children. All of that
Mhm.
is covered in these 60 hours of training.
So
So we're
aligns to the NEP 2020 also, as far as the piece on educators go. I can see that. So you're almost ready there if it is rolled out in future.
right. So teachers have to be ready nowadays, given the challenges in handling students, to not just deliver content, but uh, to manage, the
Yes.
classroom, the connections that they have, the diverse classrooms that they have right now. So
True.
they have to have that kind of armor, and having said that, 60 hours of rigorous training and all of that, we also have a lot of professional growth programs for our teachers. We have policies that support teachers and their well-being, right from maternity benefits to joining bonuses to super Saturdays, which are fun Saturdays for the teachers, and very transparent performance management systems. We have all of that. In fact, we
It's
are certified.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are
it's
certified.
important that that team is also assured and confident in themselves to be able to give this to the children.
Right, right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted when you said you're certified. Sorry.
We are certified as great place to work.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Really good to hear that. So the teachers who are watching this also pay note to that. And we have overshot our time also. This has been very insightful, because I was not aware of these programs that the Euro schools have. And before we wrap up, one message that you'd like to leave with parents who are considering Euro school, if it's worth for their children.
So, like I said, I spoke about the philosophy that we go by. I think what we are trying to achieve is in this very fast changing world that we have right now, to have to nurture children which are happy, who are confident, and who are compassionate. And I think this is what we want to do, and this is what we strive to do at EuroSchool North Campus. So if you're looking at something which aligns with that kind of philosophy, with our holistic program, of balanced schooling, do approach us. And if you would like to know more about us, do visit us, and we'll be happy to take you through our journey.
Okay. And as we wrap up, for more details on EuroSchool North, please visit their profile on EdDeeD website. And thank you so much for coming and throwing light on what the program and what the school offers. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Miss Sandhya. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.